Do you know where you were a year ago? Today marks the 1 year anniversary of the Benoit Family Tragedy. It's amazing that so much time has passed. It's really hard to believe that all that happened a year ago. I mean, it seems like yesterday. The media circus, the media frenzy, the media acting like sharks with blood and water over this whole thing. Everyone's speculating what happened, you know, the recreation of the crime scene, what happened. But the simple fact of the matter is this. I don't know, you don't know, the media don't know, nobody knows what really happened over that weekend last year. There are three people that do know, but unfortunately those are Chris, Nancy, and Daniel, the ones that died. They're the only ones that know what really went on that weekend. Now, when it all happened, it really bothered me, so to speak, in that the media just jumps on shit. It's all negative. You know, they said steroids were found in the home. Oh, so everybody started speculation. It was roid rage or whatever. You know, the truth is, the media is like so fucked up and always looks on the negative stuff, but they don't look for the positive stuff. I mean, they went on for weeks and weeks on Larry King Live, on fucking all those shits on CNN. And the thing that I found amusing is a lot of the people that they were bringing in to interview, towards the middle of it, were people that hadn't been in the business for 5, 10, 15 years, people that didn't leave the business on good terms, so to speak. So of course these people are going to talk negative about the business, the way things are, but yet you have no fucking clue about what's going on now in the business because you're not around. But you think you know, but you're put on TV because the media wants to hear all the negative shit. When guys were on and trying to talk positive stuff, they were being interrupted. Oh, well, what about this? Well, what about that? Well, how about letting me finish my fucking sentence and telling you what I know, asshole, instead of fucking interrupting me because you want to worry about your fucking ratings more than anything else. You don't want the fucking truth. And that's what's the most annoying about all this shit. You know, they want the negative stuff. They want, oh, it was steroids, it was this, it was that. You don't fucking know because you weren't there. It's plain and simple. You know, never before really had the media given so much attention to something that involved wrestling. When Owen died, yeah, they picked that up. You know, and I'll be honest with you, that shocked the shit out of me when I came home from, the next day. Because I was there that night that it happened. And it shocked the shit out of me to see it on the front page of the sports headlines. I really didn't think something like that could ever happen. You know, I'm glad it did because, people need to know, people need to be informed, but it just amazed me. Yeah, the media gave a lot of attention to Eddie Guerrero when he died. But, what about when all these other guys, died? Yeah, Owen, Chris, and Eddie. They were all on the top of their game. They were like major stars in the business when this shit happened. Excuse me. Well, when you have guys that have been away from the business for a while, guys like, not even guys that have been away, like, media didn't give much attention to Pillman, and he was still a major player at the time. When like guys like Hawk died, no one really said shit, and it just boggles the fucking mind. They were people too, but they're all brought up, when, oh, look at all these guys that died under the age of 40, the other guys that died under the age of 35, it was drugs, it was this, it was that. It's just wrong, people, They do it to fucking movie stars, they do it to television stars, and it's just wrong. And the shit's gotta change. You know, So many people were affected that weekend. Nancy's family, Chris's family. It was good to see how Chris's father allowed Chris Nowinski to take part of Chris's brain so they could see what happened. Maybe it was maybe it wasn't the drugs, maybe it was something mental. And it came out that Chris basically had the brain of an 85-year-old Alzheimer's patient. When it was looked at, could that have something to do with it? Who knows? Could Chris not have been in his right state of mind? Nobody knows. We will never know. Yeah, you had Vince McMahon come out that night and they made Raw a tribute to Chris, which was nice. But then they find out it was supposedly a murder, a murder homicide, and we were wrong. You weren't wrong. You paid tribute to a great guy. What he did at the end, yeah, it was bad, but you just can't hold it against him. I mean, yeah, it was fucked up what he did, you know, but I don't know. You don't know if he really. I mean, yeah, he probably did do it, based on the reenactments, but no one knows everything that led up to it. What really happened? They tried taking, footage. They stopped putting the Benoit footage out on the 24/7 channel. They pulled out, all the DVDs and books and all this other bullshit. And it's just wrong. Because as much as you want to forget it, people aren't going to forget something like that. He was a world champion, plain and simple. You know, what are you gonna like? Honestly, what are you gonna edit out the main event for WrestleMania 20? Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna edit out the main event for SummerSlam when Randy Orton beat him. You can't do shit like that. While it's sad what happened, people need to be informed. People need to know about this shit. I knew Chris. I met Chris several times. I've talked with Chris. Did I think he was capable of it? No. But then again, you ask anybody that knew him, they didn't think he was capable of something like this. But the truth is, no one knows what was really going on in his head at that time. It's nice to see that, they're starting to put the footage back on, and allowing shit like that. And that's what needs to be done. It was a true tragedy, but you need to move on and deal with the after effects. I mean, for the last, the guy that was his doctor, that whole trial is still going on. I mean, I think he was indicted on 175 counts of shit. That guy needs to fucking pay, plain and simple, because he's the only one still alive that can really be held accountable. I want to thank you all for your time tonight. God bless Chris, Nancy, and Daniel. And as sad as it sounds, they're all in a better place right now.